I mean, healer is not even enough to summarize all that you are. But early in my tenure at JP Morgan, I also had a very candid, or several maybe, conversations with Erica, and one of the things that stood out to me, we were talking about this program and talking about the need, and not just the money, but the money's a part of it, right? But all that needs to come alongside money and the wellness component of it. And she said, well, if you want to give the money, then just give them the money. Like, why do we have to have all these hurdles that people are jumping through if they're already proven, if they already are doing the work? That's right. And it was one of those, you can clap for that. And it was one of those aha moments for me, because like, intuitively, yeah, you know that, but you also work at these institutions and sometimes then perpetuate anti-Blackness and other systems of oppression, not even intentionally, but just because that is the status quo of the day. And so that for me was a gut check. Because I was like, yeah, like, let's just get.
A really important piece of the work that we heard from all of our participants that was sort of more beneficial.
The cohort in person, I was like, I need to hug everybody. You snuck in here. I gotta get my hug. But really, it has been an honor to support you incredible beings. And y'all know how much I go hard for y'all. And I just really appreciate your openness, right, to center yourself in this work. Oftentimes we have been, not even often, we have been conditioned to sacrifice ourselves for everybody else. And many of us have become martyrs, and our lives, our actual lives, are in shambles because we are centering our communities. And we have to remember that we are also a community member that is worthy of wellness and care. And so it's so important to have someone to hold space for you to help you remember that. And so I'm so grateful that this was a component of this program, because sometimes we need space held for us. Many of us are space holders, and we don't often have somebody that we can go to that can, one, lovingly and fiercely and compassionately hold you accountable to yourself. Not to the work, to yourself. And so I'm just really, really grateful to be at this completion ceremony. It was just a no-brainer for me. Y'all know I announced at the end of our program that I would be taking my own sabbatical this year. And so I am currently on sabbatical. So this ain't work for me. I have community members holding me accountable. Shay was like, so are you facilitating? No, ma'am. I'm just here. I'm here for the love and to really be at this completion point. And so as I think about this, this completion and being here for you all, knowing that the support is always necessary. And I'm not leaving people high and dry, because I'm also not a one-woman show. There's community behind me. And when I need to rest, I know that there are people that I can call on that are in alignment, that I can trust to also hold space for you, because they hold space for me. And so I'm excited to bring up my dear friend, Dr. Keisha Benson, who will be supporting cohort 1 and cohort 2. So I'm excited. You are in good hands. And when we talk about wellness and taking care of Black women, this is where it started for us, right? And continues. So I'm gonna pass it to Dr. Keisha Benson, because after a certain part, this won't be like work. So, think about this work, I think about living and walking that out. So I will tell you, both of us, I've been in philanthropy, I've been a nonprofit leader, and I quit. And I resigned. And I am living my best life right now. But I'm very mindful what it means to hold space for people. I'm very mindful what it means to take care of myself. I tell my husband and kids all the time, I will be a better wife and mother when I take care of me. So I look forward to working with you all. I think about one of my favorite quotes by actress Little Watson. And it says, if you come to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you come because your liberation is bound up with mine, and let us work together. And my liberation is bound up with yours. So let's go. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Benson. Thank you, Erica. So I want to make sure everyone had an opportunity to order food. Did everybody order food? Everybody's ordered? Okay. So we have food coming in as we move through the rest of the program, and we will begin to move quickly. So I'm excited that we have Natasha Dupuy here with us. Natasha with the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives. You know, we reached out quickly. We got a quick response. Taisha reached out to the Mayor's Office and we got a quick, Taisha's looking like, was that? Yes, it was. And we got a quick response. So I'm going to give Natasha the mic to bring remarks.
I know Glenn is mellow. There's a level of zen. But it's Women's History Month. In the heart of the city. That's Anacostia, okay. And I heard the soul of the city was out here too, Southside. Okay. Hi everybody. If this is my first time greeting you, it is an honor and a privilege and a pleasure. It is an honor. I'm receiving the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure, okay? So I'm giving you what I already have. My name is Natasha Dupuy. I use she, her pronouns. I'm from the South Side of Washington, D.C. Today I bring you greetings on behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser. I've been appointed to lead the Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives. That means I represent us. Okay? Everybody else too, because they connected to us, the woman. Okay? You understand how that works. Okay, we here, everybody here. I want us to do two things. We're gonna breathe in and out. Y'all know about these things, we do it all the time, but it's a screenshot. Sometimes we gotta connect to things that we do. Somebody said earlier, sometimes we gotta take a moment for ourselves. So I think the screenshot is the moment for ourselves to be like, I'm gonna come back to this. So this is us coming back to our screenshot, coming back to ourselves. So breathe in with me. I'm inhaling because my breath is sacred. Exhale. I'm exhaling because I remember that I'm connected to something divine. Inhale again. I'm inhaling because I want more for us. I'm exhaling. Exhale. Because I won't be diluted in the process. The energy's still here. I just want you to come back with it. As I took a moment to recap my screenshots, that came from an Instagram account. If y'all follow Instagram, follow us, my office, and I'll tell you more about what's going on with the mayor's office. But it's Women's History Month, and so we have at DC. I thank you. The young people said y'all can get on my phone. Yes, thank you. That follow instruction. I used to be a school teacher. At DC, MOW like mow the lawn, PI like the number, or Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives. I'll be brief and I'll take my seat. But the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives, if you check us out on social media, what we're doing is amplifying the work that you're already up to. I'm going to get to what we talk about with our the cause for celebration today. But I wanted to let you know, sometimes people don't even know that we have resources that exist in this city. Right? And so, one, we can drive past institutions all the time. We talk about institutions, JP Morgan Chase. Before this program was created, they've been operating in this city for a while. Right? So just how we did that inhale to exhale, right? We gotta put some affirmations out here. Hey, I'm not gonna be diluted. I don't want you to leave this city. The man asks the question every day. How are you contributing to DC's comeback? Now, some people chuckle, they listen to it and they keep going because she's been asking the question. But I need us to ask that question of the institutions, right? Some people have been asking it to some sports team owners. Great, keep asking that question. But there's some other organizations that are also in this city. And some people say, you have not because you ask not. I'm going to tell you one other thing. It's also an election year. There are some people, I ran for political office before, it's a nonpartisan role, so I just want to let you know. I'm not campaigning you tonight. But in that place, someone says, hey, I didn't donate to your campaign because you didn't ask me. There's some people like that. I didn't purchase from your business, I didn't donate to your organization because you didn't ask me. They follow your page, but you didn't say, hello, Samantha, Kiana, personally donate, personally purchase. Right? And so same thing to these institutions. Hey, do you want to participate? You personally by name. I sent you not a BCC email, but a personal invitation. And so I'm personally, hopefully I get to meet you one-on-one. Kiana, know I'm on the pop-up ministry. I will pop up at your establishment. Quite literally. I will, quite literally. And I do it with joy. It brings me an honor. Quite literally. People invite me in their homes. How do you know you're doing? Okay, just pop up at certain people's businesses. But one, because we are neighbors, right? And so again, I asked, what are we doing to support the city's comeback? So I congratulate you on completing this program, being part of this community. I'm gonna give you one more caveat of what we're doing, large, big, citywide, but also what we're doing in our city in terms of our office and our agency. Each of our, not each, but many of our offices have grants. There are some folks who are like, grants is an application. Again, I'm gonna disclose something. Hey, if you've ever applied for something, many times they ask you for the same pieces of information, your name, your address. If you're a business owner, they start asking for the EIN, the FEIN, right? You start, like, okay, you need this article of organization. It's kind of, but once you got the piece of paper, it's upload, right? Once you have familiarity, what's this document? Profit and loss sheet. Once you know what that is, update and upload, right? When you recognize the tools that you need to be successful, and I know this, I'm not afraid of it anymore, right? Someone asked me, I'm gonna tell you this if you're not using it, this is a plug, this is not the government's plug, this is just me trying to help you out. Okay, there are apps for doing mileage. Have you ever thought about that before? You ever had to do a mileage report? Yeah. I used to get on Google Maps. I'm gonna thank you, Glenn, for giving me the floor for a second. Mile IQ. You ever heard of that? Anybody use Mile IQ? Oh, Glenn knows about this, right? Again, there are some softwares that you can use. You can write up. We can talk more about this later. But again, I'm flagging to you, there are some ways for which you can get tax deductible, right? Is it recognized by the IRS? Is this good software that my accountant can recognize, and so that every time I go to a meeting, when I do volunteer work, when I do personal work, is it helping me out? And so I commend you for being a part of these cohorts, but I think we should ask ourselves, again, when we pass our institutions, how can our institutions best support us? And it could be you, I am the us, right? Because remember, I'm connected to this thing too, I gotta take care of myself. Is it us as in somebody who's also in this cohort, one of my other neighbors? I got this information for the village, okay? And then part 3, how am I gonna do business savvier? Sometimes you might be the smartest person in that group for that season. You're like, okay, great, this is all the resources I got, but maybe I need to ask better questions, right? Because I didn't know about that app until last month. Now I'm trying to tell everybody else, do you know about this information? So I can start figuring out what's some other information I need to ask, okay? But grants. So again, we want to talk about grants. If you look on our website, on March 20th, we'll be on the South Side again at the RISE Demonstration Center for a conversation about grants and taxes. I'm gonna land the plane with one thing, it's a gift. We created a playlist, watch list, and a reading list. Again, I think about taking time for yourself. I'll uplift one song from this playlist, and Glenn, you gave me the mic. I told you I was elected official. And no pointy, I'm giving it back. I'm gonna run. But the song says, than a paycheck. And so we talk a lot about money. I think I get the mic and I have Jim sometimes, and I'm gonna be quiet. But it says, I'm worth more than a paycheck. And I just want us to all be mindful as we celebrate ourselves, as we celebrate community. Think about what is the trade-off. We heard Sis talk about, I have left a position before. Right? You checking another opportunity, that's amazing. And think about if we choose to stay, what are we choosing to stay with? That's my time. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Natasha, thank you. You got it turned up in here. You have been recruited. Don't leave. We're going to get you to teach a class before we wrap this up. Thank you. So, a couple things. One, Natasha, thank you very much. I really appreciate you and appreciate the work that you are doing and bringing remarks for us here this evening. So we want to get to the participants. We've got 8, I mentioned earlier, 8 amazing women. I think I said leading phenomenal organizations. We might even flip that. That can go either way. So we want to get to our participants. We want to present you all with something. We have an accountability gift, I'll call it, which is tied to wellness. Shay's smiling because she knows what it's all about. So I'm going to bring Shay up to kind of help with this presentation. And then we'll get you all up when we get that picture done that we all need. And then we'll keep things moving. And then,
We bang, so we just flow. All right. All right. Let's start with Miss Jackie from Children's Services. Oh, the reflection. Talk about how you can get counsel. Anything?
Okay, so I'm Jackie Carter with Children's Legacy Theater, and I'm getting really emotional right now because I get emotional when I see a group of amazing, dynamic, powerful Black women. Really emotional. I want to do my thank yous, if it's okay. I'll use my time to do thank yous. So, working with children in Anacostia, it's not easy, and not because of the children. It's because of the adults. And Children's Legacy Theater, we've been kicked out of so many spaces. Not because the children were bad, but because I have so many children. Got about 100 children plus right now committed to our organization, 12 to 17 years old. And we got a kickstart from this grant. It helped us bring some staff on board, which helped us to manage those young people. But there was a time, yes. But there was a time when it was really rough for us. And this Black woman, I don't even know where she came from. I was trying to remember where did she come from. But she stood next to me like a true soldier, coming into meetings with me, meeting with funders with me. Manon, you know I'm talking about you. You know I'm talking about you. You stood by me and brought other Black women to stand by me. I love you for that. Thank you for that. And thank you for setting the example for me of how to support Black women. And thank you for that. There's another woman in this room who, I don't even know if she knew it. I was not feeling so good. I was being kicked out of everywhere. And she called me on the phone and said, I'm doing so bad, I want you to bring your children down. I got this radio show going on. I want you to come on and get on my radio station. Beverly, you have always been a strong Black woman. And you honored me with the Joe Mans Award. And I stood there and cried like a baby because everybody else was telling me I wasn't doing such a good job. But you said, yes, you are. And come down here and let me honor you. And you did that. And ever since then, I've been honoring and lifting up women too, Black women too. Thank you so much for that. I love you for that. I'll always love you. Thank you. And this little young diva right here, Erica. Erica, you got me in the Washington Post. They quote me in the Washington Post. Because of you, I now stand up and say our Black children are dying in rooms where we're not present, in rooms where they're changing the rules on us now. They're writing legislation and changing policy. And I never thought I would be sitting in a room where they're talking about policy. And I'm talking about, no, that's not the right policy, because black children are dying. And you gave me my backbone. You gave me my, I love you. That's a bad young sister right there. Yes. I think I'm old enough to be a mama, but you a bad girl, bad. And so, to nonprofit Glenn, I don't even know how you found me, because I was down there minding my business. I was down there minding my business, just doing my thing.
Doing the work.
Yes, doing the work. And this application came across my desk, and she's the one that told me to apply for it. And I did. And I had plans for that money. I did have plans. I was going to do something nice for myself. But I poured it back into the organization. And that was a good thing to do. It was the right thing to do. And I thank you for trusting me with that money.
No, it's not.
So thank you to you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'll keep going. You did? I thought that's first. None of these ladies need introduction, but this.
And a gift that I didn't know that I needed, I really believe. And a gift that I didn't know that I needed, I really believe in divine alignment and things coming when it's supposed to, and just letting it go and letting it flow. And this came in a space where I could have never expected it. And you may have been right, Glenn, about the money. The money was nice. It was, because we need it. But I'm gonna start with Erica. And I think I probably only really got to spend a couple sessions with you, maybe not even a couple, because during this process, I suddenly lost my brother and my sister-in-law suddenly. And it was hard, and it's still hard. But the support that I had, and it was just free, right? Like, it just, not to be me. And you reminded me of that. And then so did the program. They didn't try to pressure me to be in the meetings. They didn't try to pressure me to show up where I just felt like I couldn't show up. And I didn't even have to say that, but they still reminded me, they checked up on me. Living in Southeast, being born and raised in Southeast, grief is my normal, unfortunately. And so being able to figure out that balance, doing my own therapy, but then having this special sister. Josephine, you have been amazing this entire year. And in personal space and what we plan to do together in the future, I'm so excited. And I'm so grateful to call you my sister now. I've been through, when I finish this year, and some leader knows this, that person that you said, there's not always the people that will be fierce and bold and hold you accountable. That's my sister right here, who is also another incredible nonprofit. But I've gone through spaces, where you think those are your people, and you give to them, and you get nothing. And they just take, and they take while you give them. And that's the balance that I was reminded of too. It's like, you can't just give and not receive. And you cannot just sit there and give and also not give back to yourself. But one thing that Josephine has done time and time again is to give and to hold me accountable. And I think I've done that for you too. We are a reflection of each other. And I'll end with this because I end everything with this. And it reminds me when I say reflection is my brand, which is Face Yourself. It's about reflection. It's about projecting what you're giving out, what you're receiving. And it's about accountability. Accountable for what you're doing and what you're allowing. And that goes for the people around you, what's happening in your environment. And so I would like to do what my good girl Tasha was doing, the call back and response, get the energy back up. Cause let's get the energy back up. Going with the tears and all the sadness and whatnot. So y'all ready? All right, I'm gonna give it. Okay, here we go. First is be yourself. Be yourself. Face yourself. Face yourself. Pace yourself. Pace yourself.
Give grace to yourself.
Give grace to yourself.
And healing starts with them.
And healing starts
Thank
with
y'all
them.
so much. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna do my shot, man.
Okay, all right, go. Well, since you already talked about her, let me go ahead and bring up Miss Josephine from DC.
All right, folks, I don't really like to do this, so this is one of the things that this program has forced me to do over the past year. Which is talk to people in confined spaces and try to not be as awkward as I am on a daily basis. So first of all, again, like echoes everyone's sentiments, thank you all so much for this opportunity. What most people don't know is at this time last year, Assist thought her stock was up, and I was looking for jobs, trying to figure out what I was about to do next, and going home every day like, these kids going crazy. My team is driving me crazy. I'm looking at my wife like, girl, I don't know what we about to do because you got crazy kids, I got crazy kids. How we gonna make this work? I can't quit without another gig, just trying to figure it out. And I started to pray and just think about what it is to be in community and to be in a space with one another. And I just asked her, I was like, give me a sign. Like, if I'm supposed to be doing this, give me a sign. And then the application came across my desk. And it was like, yes, due at this time. And I was like, oh, that is today. Okay. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that. And then somebody else sent it to me within the next 30 minutes. And then I was like, what? It's due today. I don't have time to do this. And then it came again. And I was like, all right, let me just do this, because obviously this is something that I need to do. And lo and behold, it came through, and it's been one of the best things that happened to our organization since we got founded, or since I took over. One of the we were doing pretty good, and now we're moving towards sustainability and getting things right. One of the things that was most important, like everybody else, Erica, godsend, like so much of the work that I do, like people said I am a giver, so I've been all my life. I'm a firstborn, only girl. I don't know how to do anything else but take care of other people. That's what the people told me. And Erica was like, well, what are you doing to take care of yourself? And I was like, well, my wife and I travel from time to time when we have time and when we can figure it out. And she was like, okay, and what else? And I was like, well, I used to run, I guess. I don't know. And she's like, well, what do you like to do? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, well, let's start there. Let's figure out the things that you enjoy doing for yourself and not for other people. And when I say it was a phenomenal, like, just awakening. I'm out here building Lego kits on a Monday morning. My wife and I